From the crossroads of America, we're at the center of Indianapolis, Indiana, as we get a look here at Lucas Oil Stadium. One final month to push for the playoffs or start preparing for the future. Here we go in Week 14. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Daniels going to throw to get us started. Right off the rip, he's throwing deep. Well, they took their shot immediately. Would have been cool if they connected, but no luck. 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the gun, it's Daniels. Escapes the pocket. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man. First time this game they've looked to him. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
You know, Kate, it looked to me like this one, he leaves the pocket, and this is where you're out in the schoolyard. On the playground, and you're looking for your buddy to find that connection. Unfortunately, receiver QB, they could not find the completion that time.
Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Daniels on 1st down. Making defenders pay for trying to tackle him. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Pocket isn't moving up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
That throw finds Kittle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you you get an explosive play on a drive in the NFL today, you're typically going to score. With that shot down the field, well, they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
Second and goal coming up from the 7. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Touchdown, Washington! What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Oh, and it's no good. So an early hiccup after the touchdown as the score will stay at 6-zip. Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Finds him over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Commanders pick this one up.
I think the defense would have just settled for getting off the field with the takeaway, but they add a nice little present onto the end of it for their teammates who start this possession with much better field position.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Daniels off the play action. Has it at the 7. And he's going to reach the 6 before he goes out. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Has it down close. And that's a Washington touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Now the Commanders deciding to go for 2.
Washington will run a 42-point conversion.
And he's into the end zone for 2. That sets him up with a 14-point lead. Well, Brock, the run certainly an option as they lined up for 2. But as an offense, what are you looking for when you decide to throw it instead?
Well, you've spent all week working on these plays, and usually you have 2 or 3 that you like. That run game, you're right, you can run it. But there's so much more space with creativity in the passing game. And good offenses, elite offenses, they find a way not just to practice it, but to execute it when it matters.
And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Emmanuel Forbes in on the tackle. Given 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
No, it's not a running back, but it's a receiver carrying across the marker, Kate. I'm not even calling this a trick play anymore. It's about maximizing your resources and your asset, and this receiver shows you he can be a tool as a running back.
Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
They motion a receiver left. 2nd and 10 now. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Quan Martin with the pick. And the Commanders take over as he records his 10th career INT. Oh boy, they cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and 2 very different tones and tenors on these 2 sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Oh, he put everything he had into that. They get it right back. That's intercepted. Jamel Dean makes the play. And the Colts take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Oh my goodness, Brock. I don't think I've ever seen this back-to-back plays, and we've got back-to-back interceptions.
And I would be stunned here, Kate, floored, if we saw a 3rd in a row right here. It might be the time to remind both of these offensive coordinators, you can run the ball, because these secondaries are locked in.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing from the gun here. Fits it through the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. One of the rare instances there, Brock, where the quick slant doesn't win against zone coverage. You just couldn't hang on to the football.
No, we know this, Kate. In man coverage, it's about that separation, right?
Yeah.
You've got to win and create leverage versus zone. It's all about that anticipation and accuracy, and if you're not on point, that zone defender can break it up.
He beams one deep right side. Brought in inside the 20. And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Working inside the red zone. Oh, he makes the catch. Impressive grab, but he should have let it go. They're going to lose yards.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Offense to the line for second down. They'll throw it again. Caught quickly on the slant. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Extra point from Aubrey is up and good. And the Colts chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. Working quickly here. From the red zone now. Score! It's a Washington touchdown! The Commanders grow their early lead to 13. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
This our last play of the quarter. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. And that won't be brought in, but I love the deep shot there. Some excitement for us on our final play of the opening quarter.
Commanders 21, Colts 7.
Ready now for our second quarter. The Colts have the football. They still have 10 to go here. It's second down. Back to throw now. It is caught left side. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Back to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So it'll be second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Brought in right side. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll be first down, Colts.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. Two men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
They are throwing it again. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Commanders get it back on his 6th interception of the season.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football. So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
He's got him. That's Addison. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Into the hands of Kittle. It's a race down the right side. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders parlay the interception into points. George Kittle, the touchdown. Extra point try now from Lutz. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders stretch their lead to 21.
Commanders 28, Colts 7.
The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Motion man sent left. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Short pass brought in. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First and 10 from the 41. He's dropping back to throw. Completed over the middle. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Brings up second and a yard at the 50-yard line.
From midfield on second down. Stays in the pocket. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And what will they dial up on third and short?
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. From midfield now. Cut out left. And he goes out a little short of the 40. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Still sticking with the passing game. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. So second down coming up.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Throwing it again here. Makes the grab in bounds left side. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
You know by now, Kate, what I call that. That's that car wash ball. Just come to life. That's when you throw that ball right through that car wash and you throw it with such velo, it doesn't get wet. It's to do it with that kind of accuracy down the field. This dude's elite.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. He'll throw it yet again. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Dropping back to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Desperation's a tricky thing, Kate. You love defenses when they're desperate and they're just playing on edge. But offensively, you're in a hole like this, the worst thing you can do is get desperate in a sack. Oh, it only adds further insult to injury.
Throwing from the gun. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. All right, here we go. 2nd down. From the gun, it's Daniels. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. He was the rookie from Ohio State there to bring him down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, Daniels. Complete to Mims. And what a hit there. Ouch, he pays the price for moving the chains that time. Daniels on 1st down. Gets everything he has under this throw. He's got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Washington! Oh, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Lots there to tack on the extra point. And the Commanders continue piling onto this lead.
Colts 7.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Throwing from the gun here. Throw left side, complete. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
He's got a man left. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
2nd and 1. Connects on the crosser. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
I don't care how good a secondary you are, how loaded you are with talent, when you've got time to allow a receiver to work from one side of the field all the way to the other versus zone coverage, well, you're going to make a defense pay.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They'll throw it again. Touchdown, Indianapolis. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the champ for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Now the Colts leaving the offense out there. They're going to try for 2. They send a man in motion. He's throwing for it. Oh, no, they get him yet again.
You know, sometimes it just feels like the opposing coaches are sitting right inside your skull. They read the call and were set up perfectly to counter it.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to give them a drive starting at the 30. It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's on the move. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there. That played good enough for a first. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Daniels now. Buys time, rolling right. That's caught, he found some space. And he gets them down to the 9 before going out.
Yeah, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
A final throw before the break. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Commanders piling it on, going into halftime. George Kittle, the touchdown! His second scoring catch of the game. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. He throws a bullet deep to the right. That's grabbed inside the 30. All the way, touchdown Indy. The Colts cut into the lead coming out of halftime. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
The Colts will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Setting up a throw. And the 2-point pass falls incomplete. They tried to get aggressive, but it doesn't work. Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Hand off to Gibbs from the gun. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. This one intended for the running back. And that brings up 4th and long. The Commanders ready for the punt. And he wasn't needed at all in the first half, partner. This is going to be his first punt. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. He's going to throw this one. Finds him on the crossing route. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. First and 10, looking to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it inside the 10. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. Now, I know that's one of his favorite routes to run, Brock, but that has got to be one of a quarterback's favorite throws to make as well, right? Dropping it over the defender and take the lid off the D for 6.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top.
So here's the Colts offense as they line up for another 2-point try.
The Colts will line up for the 2-point conversion.
This is caught. And he made the line of scrimmage, but not that goal line. Defense there to shut down that 2-point attempt.
Commanders 22, Colts 25.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. To throw, Daniels. This is complete to Gibbs. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Looking for... Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home that sack.
Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. As that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Into the hands of Gibbs. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? If we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
The fair catch taken in at the 28-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Colts will take over. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Taking a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't go backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. I've had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. He puts some power on a deep one left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He's looking deep once again. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Quan Martin with the pick. And the Commanders take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, no matter the outcome today, partner, I think we can all agree it's been very exciting watching him throw the ball. He's found the end zone 4 times, but he's now given it away 3 times as well.
Yeah, if you were a golfer, his scorecard would be fascinating because a bunch of birdies, but these bogeys and double bogeys he's got to eliminate. Yeah. It's really been high risk, high reward through the air. And you never want to slow a quarterback down in that production he's found with his aggressiveness, but you've also got to find a way to turn that governor on, take a little less risk, and take care of that football.
On 1st down, here's Daniels. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted! And the Colts take over as he records his 10th career INT. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line, and then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football is the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks setting you behind the chains. Well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Give him around 3, but a very big distance to address here on 3rd down.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. And it's just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on 3rd down. They go play action here. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. The penalty erases an exciting turnover, makes it 1st and 10. They'll try and throw it here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Pass play on 1st and 10. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives him 1st and goal.
Play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Touchdown, Indianapolis. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Aubrey good on the point after. And the Colts cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Handoff running left. Here's Gibbs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Offense up to the line fast. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's the Commanders' ball. A chance at a win if they can hang on to their lead through the 4th.
Colts 32.
Second and 3 now. Another one for Gibbs. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he'll get it up to the 44. Working quickly here. First down, and they go right back to it. And not much there, but enough to get across the 45. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Now Daniels off the play action. Put the body on the line for his team. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Daniels on first down. Chased out to his right. Shakes himself free.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Again, Daniels to the air. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd down's critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Shotgun snap to Daniels. On the move, headed right. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Jamel D makes the play. And the Colts have some new life in the 4th. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance. And an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming. And it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
Throwing from the gun. Into traffic, complete. And this one doesn't go far.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Throwing now from the gun. He put some juice on a deep throw down the middle. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That swatted away, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And now they're staring at a fourth down.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. That's incomplete on fourth down, and they'll turn over possession.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in four-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
On first down, it's Gibbs. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Kittle brings it in. And he gets a small chunk there before he's touched down. Daniels throwing on third. Gets his running back. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Out of the gun, Daniels. Forced out to his right. Pass is caught by Addison. And they get there to touch him down, Brock, but a big gain on that play.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with a penalty. He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early. Encroachment on that previous play, and that makes this a much shorter 1st and 5. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Indy. Commanders getting closer to their 10th win of the season. Second and 3 now. Again, it's Gibbs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Daniels back to throw. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Well, as they drive forward to one right now, looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. Man in motion here. Throwing it to start this drive. That's caught. He found some space. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Slot man in motion left. First and 10, looking to throw. A bit of desperation, and they pick him off again! And the Commanders have it as he records his 7th interception of the season. Well, Brock, it has been a special day for this defense when it comes to forcing turnovers. Big play after big play, and that is their 4th interception of this contest.
Special for the defense and an absolute nightmare for a quarterback. 1 interception, it sticks with you all week long, but throwing 4, he probably wishes he could be anywhere else on earth other than this field right now.
Here's a counter give to Gibbs, and not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. The Colts take a timeout. That's their last one. Second down now, 7 to go. Gibbs now from the gun. And he got there to make the stop at the line of scrimmage. They've got to keep moving quick here. They put a receiver in motion here left. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Complete out to the right side. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Hurry up offense now as time runs down. So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. And this streak will live to see another week as they take down yet another opponent over Brock. What has been an incredible stretch of games for them. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Commanders as we say so long from Indy.